if y'all know anything about natural hair.
Good, good. Welcome to another episode of It's All Love podcast. The podcast where we try to teach self love. What I'm saying? We got another great show for y'all tonight. I'm your host, Butter TV. And we got the man, the myth, TK Timo.
What's going on with y'all, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's Timo. Yeah, we back with y'all on another Saturday night show. Y'all can follow me at off the top underscore media. I'm gonna keep giving y'all that content. Give y'all them thoughts to think about, and keep opening up your mind a little bit.
Yeah, it don't feel like I was high a little bit. I said TK. I don't know what the hell made me say that.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
that. Remember, I used to go
Hey,
by the
nah.
TKO time.
Yeah, I was
So
about to mess it all up,
so
man. We
you
got
you almost
the
threw it back for a little bit.
yeah, I almost did a throwback drink. You know what I'm saying? We got the
Hmm.
one, the only, know who Noah.
What's going on, everybody? It's Nova Noah. We back again. Saturday. It's our love podcast. We got us a brand new episode, and it's gonna be a lit one tonight. We definitely gonna get into some good topics today. And like I said, follow me on Instagram at Noble_Noah, and we gonna get this show up and running. Timo, what you got for us? Go ahead and introduce our lovely guest for the night.
Oh yeah, so we got Shay. You know, Shay, if you please tell everybody, what your title is, and where they could find you at, where they could follow you at, and anything that you have coming.
Yeah. So hi everybody. Shay. Shay is Love. I am a sex educator, love and intimacy coach. If you guys are interested in what I do or learning more about me, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Sheaislove. That's SHAEISLOVE. And you guys can click the link in my bio to find just about everything about me.
Hold time out. Did you say a sex educator, Timo? You better introduce her better. This is Shay. She's love.
Yeah, there
You know
you
what
go.
I'm saying?
And no,
Come
no,
on,
no, no,
man.
no, no, no,
Come
no.
on,
See,
man.
see, 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 see.
Come on.
See. I didn't want to, say it wrong. I didn't want to say sex therapist. You know what I'm saying, or sex teacher. So I want her to, to say so she can get the correct terms. I knew it was, I knew
Yeah, but
she,
Say
was
her
like a
name
sex educator.
basically, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Shay with love. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah. No, Shay is love. All right,
Oh,
but
Shay
but
is
but
love.
but but Shay, so how, as far as you becoming the sex educator, how did that come about?
Yeah, so I think like most of everybody else, when I was in high school or younger, we watched TV late at night and you hit the back button when you don't want it to be on sex, or talk sex with Sue Johansson. And when I was younger, of course, I watched it like everybody else, but my mom to a different place. So instead of it being like the normal, arousal response, I was like fascinated from a mental perspective. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like people are on into these shows or people are having these experiences and it's nothing like the sex education that I saw in school. So as I got older, got accepted pre-med to study psychology, decided to 86 that. I know, sounds crazy. Went to school for business instead, decided to 86 that, and then I landed on communications. And so in communications, I remember one of my professors, she was like, write about what you love and I'll teach you the rest. And I was like, I can't be writing about sex. Like, I'm not about to be like, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
turn
yeah,
it about like sex and squirting and
shit.
really right. I mean, I wasn't gonna do it. I was respecting
I
my
was
elders.
about, I thought you was about to say shit. You turned in the paper. You know what I'm saying with the whole essay about sex.
I should have, but I doubled my workload because I was, in my room studying, watching documentaries, writing papers at 3 o'clock in the morning, just on what I was passionate about. And more than anything, I'm really passionate study of people, so social studies, just the way in which we relate. And one of the most common things I found is that we all relate through sex, no matter what the difference is. So I just like to unpack what that looks like for people and how they show up in the bedroom based on trauma and different things like that. So, yeah.
No, that's
Podcast is good.
that. What's going on, Ali? That's a good when you say that, when you say the analogy when you said earlier about when you first seen it and you got to push the back button because you don't want the people to know. Like so
Yeah,
having that
we all been there.
experience at a young age, or having that experience to where you feel like, I want to know more about this, but I don't want everybody to know that I'm trying to figure out. So when would you say is the age where you embraced it to where you say now I feel comfortable enough to start spreading this and start, telling people I learned it. I'm willing to share the information.
Honestly, it was like in the last few years, like
Okay.
shortly before the pandemic, like I got this nudge and I kept on asking God, for everything that I wanted in life. I get, I would like to believe that I'm very blessed and I'm very favored. I tend to get whatever I. Some people call it manifestation. I'm just blessed. And I remember like I was asking God for something and God was like, I'm not giving you what you want until you do what you're supposed to do. And I was like, dang, like, do I really have to put myself in this position as a woman and as a black woman to be a sex educator, knowing that people are going to over sexualize me, knowing that people are going to misunderstand me? And it was like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help people. And this is the way you're supposed to help them. So I've ever since then, you guys, I've been traveling. I've had opportunities that I could not have imagined just because I'm following my passion and my purpose. So it's just the last few years I decided to be public. So
Mhm.
Yeah, boss, ain't no better thing to talk about is that crunch and that chewy. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
Yeah.
but so when you say that you so what kind of things would you feel like that, like what's the most common thing that you say that people probably come to you for help with, or when it comes to like I guess being a sex educator?
um so surprisingly between both men and women it's insecurities. It's people feeling insecure. Whether it's men having performance anxiety because they're under, pressure to perform and show up in the bedroom a certain way, or it's women with body insecurities or insecurities of not being a quote unquote freak. It's like we have sex, but we have these fears because society like tells us that sex is supposed to look one way. So when we're all perform that way, one of the things we ignore is pleasure. So we're not focusing on the things that really feel good to us because we're too busy trying to do what society says sex looks like. So insecurities and fear is the biggest commonality I find between both men and women.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I mean, go ahead, Noah.
No, I mean no, and when she said it, it kind of made sense because I feel like a lot of people they want to put their best foot forward in sex and to feel like they are satisfying their partner or they doing everything they can or the type of sex that they want. They don't want to feel like if they introduce it that they won't be judged. So it's a lot of insecurities on both sides when you look at it that way. So I do agree with that statement. But the question I have too also because you just said earlier you were speaking about being over sexualized, and the main thing that I always try to mention to people too when people say like if a woman says she's a sex educator, they automatically think this woman is the nastiest X Y Z X Y Z. I said that may not be the case. Just because somebody is educated does not mean you have to automatically you fantasize and make her into something. You get what I'm saying? So the over sexualized thing. How did you handle that? Because I know once you took on that title that it was just immediately, oh, she's like this. She know how to do this. She X, Y, and Z. So how did you handle that?
I still am dealing with, because I don't think that it's ever going to stop. I think that just because people come to me with whatever knowledge they have, they can't help but to either project or to step to me with the amount of knowledge that they have. I have to remember that people are operating out of a space with only a certain amount of knowledge. And my purpose is so much bigger than what people think of me, because here I am helping couples who have been married for 15, 16, 17 years, get back into the swing of having good, nasty sex, outside of the kids and the jobs and the mundane routine that we get in. But one of the things that I do too is I have to remember that I'm still a human being. I'm going to make mistakes, and I want to be sexy too. Like I own my sexuality. It's
For
mine.
sure.
To anybody else. Like I'm not waiting for somebody to be like, "Damn, Shay, you fine," or "You sexy." I'm like, "No, Shay, you fine. You sexy. What's up?" So,
Self
you
love. Yeah.
so I definitely
That's
am,
what it's about.
because if I didn't embrace it for myself, then I would be out here pretending. And how can I tell women to, be the sexual being that they want to be in the bedroom and for their partner if I'm not walking in my truth myself? So I have to remember that it's bigger than me.
Yeah, I think that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people have. They feel like just because a woman or somebody is really open with their sexuality, that just means that they're easy to hit, and it doesn't. Also, it doesn't mean that at all. But people just automatically just assume that.
Yeah.
Mm, Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's it called? But it is a topic that I wanted to get into because I watched I watched a few of your content. I watched some shows that you were on, and I know you was basically saying that intimacy is a big thing for you, and I see I be just listening to different people talk. I see that they can't really understand what the difference between being intimate, being affectionate, being sexual, you know, is for real, and etc. So I mean, like, from can you really explain, to whoever's watching, and then to whoever's watching what intimacy is, and why you feel like it's important to you?
Yeah. So I'll start with like a really interesting thing I learned via social media. A lot of people don't like to kiss, right? And the reason why people say they don't like to kiss is because they say it's too intimate. So people can have sex without intimacy. Now, I'm not sure how great of an experience you can have great sex, but when you have to do things like block off parts of yourself, your emotions, your heart, your hold those things back. I'm not really sure what that looks like for a sexual experience. Now, for intimacy to exist in a relationship, you have to be vulnerable. And that is something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people struggle with not only giving intimacy because they don't know what it looks like, but people struggle with receiving intimacy. It's like, people when they grow up in households where intimacy and affection wasn't present in the household, they oftentimes find themselves in relationships where they withhold intimacy or they really struggle to get close to partners. So the difference between like intimacy and sex is the physical act. Intimacy is the vulnerability that it takes to step into certain spaces where you're not holding yourself back mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Right.
So this is in the realms of when you speak of that, because I feel like people don't equate sex and intimacy and being intimate together, because I feel like in some aspects people feel like I will save that intimacy with my actual partner, and sometimes when people have sex, it doesn't be with somebody that it's just somebody having sex with. So they feel like,
Hmm.
well, like you said earlier, I'm not trying to kiss them. I'm not trying to do that because they're not my person. We're just having sex. So do you feel like having sex, it should just be a level of intimacy regardless, or does it depend on the person that you're dealing with?
So I'm glad you asked that question, and in the way that you asked it, because one of the examples I've used in certain spaces when it comes to men, let's say, or people in general, let's say a person has three partners, but there's this one partner that's just different. 9 times out of 10, this partner is different because they have intimacy with this person. Now, I do believe that sex is an intimate act, and I do believe that we need to reserve sex for intimate experiences. That's just my opinion. I do understand that casual sex is a thing. And even in casual sex, you could have intimacy if you have like one partner that you feel safe with, that you have great communication with. They don't necessarily have to be a husband or wife. I do think that sex in itself is an intimate act and it should be experienced as such. That's how I encourage people to have experiences that are euphoric, ones that will guarantee orgasm, and one that will leave you feeling whole or fulfilled rather than empty and like you need to still fill a void.
And I totally agree with that response because I feel like it people what you said earlier. I feel like if you going into a situation where you gotta hold back to where you feel like, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. It's just like you're not able to really be your full self with that person. So if you're not able to be your full self with that person, why are you giving yourself to this person? You have to have that level of I'm comfortable, I can be intimate with this person, all of that to be able to have that best sexual experience that you want. And it comes to a point where a lot of people just don't want to show emotion, cold hearted and stuff like that. They just get what they need and they go.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it need to be saved, like you said.
Hey, on a lighter note, so y'all kissing after Chewy?
Shit, if it's my woman, if it's my woman, I will.
You mean after getting oral sex? Are y'all
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Joey,
no, no,
go
yeah, that's what we call
ahead.
You
Chewy.
know,
No, no, yeah, that's what we
let
call
me
Chewy.
let go ahead. We're gonna enlighten you. Go ahead, butter. Explain Chewy to her.
Oh no, 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 no. Chewy is oral sex. I just call it Chewy so that we won't be so explicit. And crunch is when you get the pom pom, so we call it crunch. The crunch
got
and the Chewy.
look, vernacular from different places, I'm from the West.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Yes,
say,
ma'am.
it's okay. Yes, absolutely. Definitely. Kiss
But
after.
that's with anybody or that's with your significant other.
I'm only giving myself to my significant.
Okay, that was it. You
Okay.
established that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So yeah. Well, that's yeah. But that's the right response to that thing.
Timo, you said yeah too?
Yes, if it's my, if it, I say yeah, if it's my woman.
Okay. No, I was just making sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you already
no,
know.
that's definitely a well breakdown of it. But I do feel like what you say to a lot of people are scared to get intimate, and they just don't they choose to cut that side off because if they get intimate, either afraid of rejection or they don't want to open themselves up to that person. They don't want to feel like that person has that side of them. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff with being intimate in general, and I feel like it's easier for some people to open up than it's others. I feel like some people can open up easier. Some people they closed off and reserved, so it take a while for them to open up and really show you their intimate side.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the person, right? Because you can reserve yourself and still be a very open person, right? You can
Mm.
stuff for someone that is invested in you. So again, that way you're not leaving an experience feeling empty. Instead, a reciprocal experience because both people are showing up without back. I personally think that if you have to hold back in any way when it comes to sex, you are half. Like I don't need nobody half-ass doing nothing. Show up for me, like you know what I'm saying. I want to experience someone as a whole person. Like I don't want to have a man of a man, and I don't want to give parts of myself to someone. To show up as a whole woman, mind, heart, body, and soul. So the experience is that.
Well, I gotta bring up something that my man Timo says all the time, man. Buddy, you should know where I'm going with this one. My man Timo, he has started the thing to where he feels like in sex that you shouldn't go in and give it your all. Sometime you gotta go in and give him what Timo calls the basic D. And so, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like that you don't mind a man coming in there and having a basic sexual experience, or when you have a sexual experience with that person that you decide to give your body to, like you say, you want to go all out? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, before we get to the bedroom, I have your mind and your heart. I'm not worried about you giving me half of anything. I don't think of
Okay.
myself in that way would show up in the bedroom only to because again, y'all have something that's different. But different for everybody. I have been hearing that lately. Like, some women too. Like some people just show up with a half of an experience, but that's not how I have sex, and that's not how I encourage the people that I work with to have sex, because again, for me, people that I'm working with are looking to build intimacy. So you can't build intimacy holding back. But again, in
See,
casual sex, then yeah, in casual sex, if it's two people that y'all both don't want to go there, y'all both don't want to get deep, then by all means, don't give everything, because that's not what the agreement is.
yeah. See. I noticed that when you talk about giving somebody the basic, you know, they 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 skip over the word basic and then they just say, "Oh, why you coming and giving trash?" or "You don't want to make the experience good," or whatever the case may be. It's like no. The point of when I said the basic D, it basically is like casual sex for real. It's basically for most part for casual sex. You coming in, you basically testing that crazy out because you got some women that you can't go all deep digging deep in a woman's guts and give her everything that you got and give her that good because every woman can't handle that. And then just expect her just to keep it like that. So sometimes you just give her that okay. Give it to her good enough where she gonna come back. But you know what I'm saying? Don't give her everything that you got. You know, just because you don't never know if she'll be able to handle it or not.
So do you
You
not
know,
so do you not gauge women before you have sex with them? Do you get to know their personality? You have sex with them?
I mean, at this point, but I mean, it has been a point where I mean, if I could get it the first day, shit, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. There
You
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, a lot of times, I mean, we're physical, so if we're approaching you, a lot of times that's already on our mind. Like, God damn, like shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll hit that jump even before I probably really approach you. So that's probably the objective. In a lot of men's minds, especially if you really don't want nothing serious.
Okay.
But I mean, but I mean, if I'm trying to actually really lock in with you and be serious with you, and actually try to go to that level, then yeah, I'm definitely gauging you.
Okay.
like,
That's fair.
I ain't giving out no 87. You know what
You say
I'm
you
saying?
ain't
I'm
what?
giving out that 93, that diesel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
First time,
He
last
said
time.
that.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, he said
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I just can't, I can't just put no regular gas in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Timo. I understand where you're coming from, though. But at the same
I
time,
mean,
it is
what's it
what
called?
it
Like
is.
I said, I mean, what's it called? I mean, I don't. We all probably have dealt with at least one crazy chick, in our lifetime.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know what I'm.
cool.
I mean,
All
hey,
of them, hey, that's cool. All of them ain't crazy.
we ain't say all crazy, but hey, that's why I say you test that crazy out.
No, I mean from what I was hearing from Shay. So basically, like I said, if you put it for how you've been saying it, are you basically saying, okay, once you find that person that you want to give your body to, it's the okay, we're gonna get the mind, the body, like you're gonna get everything you can possibly can out the way about that person before you get to the sex. So to you, is there a time frame on that? Do you feel like it's a time frame on that sexual experience of that person that you want to do that with, or it's just how y'all connect?
So for me, I'm a very patient woman. Like I'm not in a rush. Like if you want to have sex with me today, you want to have sex with me tomorrow. Like that's not gonna change, right? Like you a man. If you ain't had it yet, you want to know what it feel like. So I'm not really in a rush. For me, it's not a time, but it is about my safety. So if you don't make me feel safe mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I will not give my body to you physically. That is off the table. It's a non-negotiable for me.
So it's not really you don't. So you're not really no let the house what to do. We don't. So you don't really have no set time limit. You just want to feel safe and comfortable with them.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to go like into my repertoire, I had somebody wait 6 months before, I had somebody wait a year before.
You
Okay,
said
that's
what?
it.
You
Yep,
said
there
hold the
you
time
go.
on time.
Okay.
To the time. Hold the clock. Time out. Go ahead.
But it had
A
nothing
year?
but it had nothing to do with me putting a time, the time of us getting to know each other. And that's a reality. It's like there are some women that you might just be talking to, getting to know. It might be three of them, you know what I'm saying? And one of them just kind of stuck around for the last 6 months. And then 6 months later, y'all end up, getting down. And you like, man, she really cool. Like the other two fell off. Man, like me and her really been rocking for months. And then I got it and the shit good. So shit, I'm good. It just, when you grown, you want to move. I'm not telling nobody they got to move like me. You ain't got to wait. You don't want to, trust me. There's plenty of them waiting. So I'm not putting a time on it for any other reason besides me prioritizing my safety. And if a man doesn't respect that, then that's okay because he doesn't respect that. So he can go get it from whoever he wants to, and that doesn't make him a bad person. It's just that's just who he is, and we're just not in alignment. And if he's not patient enough to get to know me and make me feel safe, because it's about the work that you put in too. Like if you're gonna half fast it, you just gonna half fast it. You're gonna half fast it if we wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months. It doesn't matter. So, and the man that waited 6 months, we ended up getting. So
You
You
said
got
say
the
it
what?
again.
the man that waited 6 months, because somebody was like, wait a year. And that waited 6 months ended up being my husband. So
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so you married now?
no, no longer married, but we were married.
Okay.
You
So
know you was
so
married
that
how long?
Huh?
I thought you just said how long you was married.
Oh, 5 years.
No, 5 years. Okay, okay. That's
Okay. That was a success. That definitely was successful. But a year, 365 days. Ooh.
Yeah. The thing, somebody said, you waiting you out. You probably fucking two other chicks. Are you kidding me? If I'm cool, like my conversation, you enjoy spending time with me, you smashing two other chicks. Unless you not getting no pussy nowhere else.
Ooh, she's talking fire.
I
So
mean, I was about
Now
to.
you talking.
if you can't have a conversation with a woman for an extended period of time and is only when it's sex on the table, then that's who you are as a man. But I also have male friends who I'm completely platonic with, who I do business with, who I make money with because we just cool like that. Like if you can't carry a conversation with a woman long term, sorry. And maybe you don't have friends that are women, and I don't know. Everybody's different, but just for me, the way I move and the way my people move, we good. So you ain't gotta like it. Trust me. A lot of other ones do.
I, I was about to say shit. You talking about he's fucking two other chicks? He's definitely probably hitting two other chicks
Yeah,
if he's waiting a year.
me.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That doesn't have anything to do with me. It doesn't. Like, and I'm not gonna ask you about it. Now, at the time when I'm comfortable to give you my body, are we gonna have conversations around my sexual health? Absolutely. Because
Okay.
once I'm ready to give you the pussy, we talking. We talking for real. Like STI testing, like the whole nine. Like we grown. Either we gonna do it or we not.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, that was said. The fact, like you said, if you having them wait and they're doing what they do, and you shouldn't. That's none of your concern. You should have nothing to say about naked.
Yeah.
Whenever y'all get together, y'all get together. So, like I said, you absolutely correct on that.
And this is what I tell women, right? Like okay, if I meet one of y'all, let's say I'm dating all three of y'all. Sure, I might be dating three at once.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I can't expect y'all to come into my space. I just met y'all. Like, of course, there's probably another chick in your life. Like, okay, but again,
Right.
if you're single, you're single. If you're dating, you're dating. If you're having casual sex, you're having casual sex. But who am I in 30 or 90 days? Let's put the 90-day thing on there. Who am I to tell you in 90 days, I'm going to give it to you so you got to cut everybody else off? You might not even like me like that. And I might not like you like that. Like, I still prioritize my safety from a mental space, from a heart space, and then from my body space. Like, I don't want to have sex with you if I don't feel comfortable in those areas. So those are that we're working on, right? In that time span. So that's what it looks like to me. Again, you could be having sex with somebody else. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
not.
mean, yeah,
No, see, I respect your style though. That's
yeah.
I
So
appreciate that.
so put
Because a lot
what
of
like
women,
That thing clean by the time it gets to me. We good.
you
yeah,
said
but
what
a lot of
happened?
women wouldn't say that
You
though.
said as long as it's clean, you good.
Yeah, no, but a lot of women wouldn't even give men that benefit of the doubt.
Well, because what I'm
Yeah, you right though. Go
because
ahead though.
for is patience, right? So
Mhm.
I'm seeing what it looks like for you to be a patient man with me, right? And so when it comes to the other women, if they're not keeping your interest enough, or if you're not interested enough in them to not be single anymore and not to make a move with just one of them, then it is just. So you might be building something with me that you can't get anywhere else. You can fuck anybody you want. Y'all can have sex with whoever you want. But if we're building a bond, that looks different. And that's why people like the way people date nowadays. I'm like, y'all gotta sit down, think, just think for just a moment, just for a moment.
No, and I definitely agree with that. I always said that the sex does not necessarily bode relationship or doesn't bode it doesn't build a bond or a vibe or whatever it is. Like you could have sex one place, and then like you said, you might come to you, a man come to you, y'all got sex and a whole bunch of other stuff with that. So it can't it doesn't equal. It's not the same thing. So
Yeah.
I do agree with that. So I guess it just what comes to the table. What that man decides to do with you. If he says, okay, I like the vibe that we got, we build and we connect in X, Y, and Z, I will give up sex with these people because I want to keep what I got with her. But like I said, at the end of the day, that's his choice. But you're not gonna force him to make the choice. It's when he comes to you, you have a choice to make.
And
Mhm.
and at that point, what happens is I could have just given you the sex that first week and then try to figure out if it can work after that. But if you're already occupied getting sex and I value you more as a man based on what I can build with you, then I'm not even in the same race with them. I'm in a whole nother, we're not even on the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. Like, there are some men that are like, I'm not waiting that long. I'm not waiting 30 days. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But what does it look like for you to build a bond with a woman? What does that look like? What does the investment look like for you to actually show a woman that you are a safe space for her to give her body to you? Like, what does that look like? And so I think that that's something that's missing, and that's why a lot of relationships are not being built. And it's unfortunate, but hopefully as we all get older, we just kind of learn from the past and the mistakes and the things that we continue to see in this cycle because something's not working.
Hey,
That's
my bad.
true.
I had to go back to this comment. Hey, Ali say she's the whole package. Just hearing you talk, he say you the whole package.
Thank you.
But it's the delivery and the delivery that she gives, it will send out a message to a guy that will pursue her to say that, okay, she may be different than something I'm already messing with, so I might have to approach this situation differently.
Yeah.
Hey, and what about the people that it's gonna be like some men that think if they wait past a month, they automatically gonna think you on some BS.
Then I'm just not for you. Because again, like I said, if within that time we meet, we got like if you got a 9 to 5 job, you're working 5 days out of the week, right? Like out of the whole month, that's 4 weeks. You're working what, 20 days out of the week, 10 days you have available to spend with me. What does it look like for you to invest in me mentally, spiritually? I don't know what that's like. Now, for me, again, if he just came in, when I'm prioritizing, I need to see that you prioritize that as well. Giving you my body doesn't mean anything. I can give it to you today or tomorrow, but at the end of the day, if I don't know that I feel safe with you, that's a problem. As a woman, for me, my safety is important. So, I mean, I don't know. Can you build trust in a month? You gonna trust me with your bank account 30 days? If I trust you
But
with my body, like, if
but see,
I
and
value my body in a way where if I can't my body in 30 days, that's kind of fast for me. But you know what I'm saying? What would you be willing to give up in 30 days that you value? Because I value my body like this. So what do you value enough to give me in 30 days? Because we can have that conversation. Because as long as we're on the same page, shit, 30 days, what's up? Tell me what you value.
But see, I feel like it comes to a point to where it is women out there who are prioritizing to say, all right, I'm not going to give this up because I want a certain level of investment from you. But I feel like it is some women that have played the card to use that, use the, okay, you're not getting this until you pay a bill. You got to do this. You got to, like, they put all of these guidelines on men to where they put this on this high level to where it's almost like they're tricking you out of it, to be like, you may not get this, but I'm still gonna get all this from you. You get what I'm saying? So when you preach it, when you preach it, it could be coming from a genuine place. But it's other men that be like, well, this woman want me to do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, and it doesn't pan out to how you're putting it to them.
I don't think that men should be giving too much of their resources to women they do not. This is why.
Okay.
Okay, I will judge a man like that, and let me tell you why. Because that means that it's almost like a gambler. Like you quick to spend your money for like a high paying outcome. So you're not strategic. You don't think smart. I need to know that I could trust. Like I need to know that I could trust the way his mind works and the way his mind moves. So if he watching me and he watching the way I move and he like, all right, like let me watch you. Mind you, I've dated very differently. Like the men I've dated are amazing. I have whatever it is going on in the new age. I don't got them problems because the men that I date are very intentional with themselves. They're very intentional with their finance, with their resources, with their body. Again, they might be, got a little chick, whatever, she long term, they cool, whatever the case is, but the way they invest is different. I need to trust that my man is a good investor. If he move fast, every 30 days he got a new chick, you ain't my type of dude.
Also, okay. I see what you're saying.
I mean, people 30 days is enough. That's fine. For me, no, because it takes 90 days for something to become a habit.
Okay. The poor say men have to be patient with a woman, period. Sex should never be required, but built an understanding of what's expected.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree with that.
I agree. I mean, I definitely feel what y'all saying. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like, I feel like that, I don't really know about, waiting, a year, 6 months or whatever. I mean, but that's what y'all do, or that's what you do. I mean, like, it's to each his own for real. But, I do feel like that, when you have sex early, a lot of times it do sometimes clouds people's judgment and dictate a lot of people's decision making. So I mean, I feel y'all.
No, that's definitely true. You get that crunching, that chewy too early. You ignore all the red flags. The red flag is green now. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be red, it's green because you just don't go. The sex was so, you know what I'm saying, was so good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I dig what she's saying though, for sure.
And even I would even ask, basically what you say, but just in a different way, is for a man to say, well, yeah, because I'm a no off top if she cool. Like, do you really know if she cool? Because everybody put their best foot forward, both men and women. So all she got to do is act cool. In 30 days, she didn't get coochie, and then what? Right? And if you're the kind of man that gives, you get played. But if you're the kind of woman that doesn't expect anything from a man, then you've just given your body to someone for nothing. And I want to say this for anybody that just came in. I am a sex educator, so I do prioritize sex in a relationship. It's healthy, but I prioritize intimacy as well. How do you build intimacy? You build intimacy outside of the bedroom. You can't have intimacy with someone you don't trust, that you can't communicate with. It doesn't look like that. Like, that's why you can have casual sex with just anybody, but intimacy is another level and it's another experience, because what it takes as an investment is more than what you get from somebody in a casual experience.
No, that's true, but I definitely agree that the intimacy part of it too. That people always, when they think of intimacy, a lot of people just relay that to intimacy during sex. It's a lot of different ways you can be intimate with your partner without even touching them.
Right.
Without even touching your partner,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of ways you can be intimate. So I feel like it
Yeah.
has to be in that relationship or whatever it is, or even in a, like I said, people are scared to be vulnerable with their friends or whatever. So it's a lot of different ways where you can open up and be intimate without equating to sex. But you just have to
Mm-hmm.
find that balance with you and your partner. What is your partner like? What you
Yeah,
like,
for
and
sure.
kind of mix that in there.
Once you see what they like, you
Can
know
I
what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
a little bit? So I want to talk about intimacy because this is like a predominantly male space, right?
Mm.
Okay. So I just got back from Chicago, doing Exotica, and when I tell y'all
Okay.
such a dope and beautiful experience for y'all who don't know what Exotica is, it is the largest sex expo in the world.
Okay.
Going there as an intimacy coach, sometimes I find my spaces where I'm like, dang, they about to be wild. Like, I be feeling like I'm PG. Um, porn stars be there, all type of stuff. Look, I met a lot of porn stars. They was cool as hell. They were so sweet. It was my first time they helped me, but I digress. So when it comes to intimacy, something that I really enjoyed in my Chicago trip is seeing these couples walk into this space and they're like, I'm looking for something spicy, something, they don't know what they're looking for, but they know they want to spice up the relationship. Lo and behold, they run into an intimacy coach. And now we're having these experiences where I'm doing live demonstrations. And what I'm doing is I've recently opened up services to men. So men can be on the receiving side of intimacy because men are
Mm-hmm.
always put in a position to perform, right? It's always men don't give enough foreplay, et cetera, et cetera. But
There
yeah,
you go.
men don't give what they don't know.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Guys have not been on the receiving end of intimacy, which again, sometimes people don't know how to receive it. And just society has shaped us in a way where women are the receivers of intimacy. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit because like it's important for men to be very open to receiving intimacy outside of just being, your dick coming. Wait, can I say all this? Because I'm pretty explicit.
No.
Go
You
ahead.
hey,
You
Go
be
good?
ahead.
yourself. Be
Explicit,
you.
spicy. But yeah, like just outside of your dick coming, there are other ways to experience intimacy. So some of the activities that I did, I love feather play
Okay.
because feather play leads into my ball play class, as in balls, the one that hang from your nut, the nutsack.
Mhm.
My ball play class, so that way men on the receiving side of intimacy. And the other thing that I did was I recently added some things to my store. One of them being a wax candle. So it's a soy vegan wax candle. And what you can do with it is because it's soy, it doesn't get hot.
Hey,
People don't want to be burning, and nothing like that. So it doesn't get too hot. But what you do is, pour a little wax and then you use it as a massage oil because now it's a warm massage oil. So it was a really beautiful experience for husbands and wives to both let me do demonstrations on them where I was able to show a wife what it looked like to give her husband intimacy. I was able to show husbands what it felt like to receive intimacy, and then they got to, take home some goodies from my store. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and being on the receiving end.
Yeah, can I ask you a
no,
question though?
Yeah.
Cause I went on your page. That's when the woman was tied up, like
Okay.
her arms.
that was her.
But that was me being tied up.
Oh, that was you. Being, okay,
And you,
okay,
oh yeah, and you was
okay.
I ain't gonna lie. So you was he poured the wax candle on you.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And I guess was rubbing your leg. What's it called? I mean, it seemed like I ain't gonna lie. I was just looking at you. Seemed like you was kind of enjoying it.
Oh, I was enjoying every moment of it. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm always the giver. Like in my work, I'm always giving to people in intimate spaces. Like I'm giving people tools. I'm showing people, and I'm always, so it was nice to be on the receiving end. That was the first time that I'd ever been tied up, and I loved it. The interesting thing about being tied up is it kind of creates tension on certain like pressure points. And, if you tighten certain that pressure that's being put, on those certain parts of your body, it's like a relief. So it feels like being hugged or swaddled, a weighted blanket, is what it felt like. But yeah, we got to use my products on me and show people what it looked like to get a massage with wax candle. I think especially for Black people, like I gotta say this for us. We think that everything is reserved for white people. Like I did a
Right.
at Exotica on Black sexuality outside of the lens of the colony. And it's really unfortunate that for Black people, we feel like, oh, well, that's that white people stuff. Well, that's that white people stuff. Black girls grow up hearing that only white girls do anal, only white girls suck dick. So then we grow up a lot more conservative than we get credit for because now, we're being accused of not doing the things that white girls do in the bedroom. But it's unfortunate because we've been shamed in our sexuality. And that's why I do what I do because I'm a Black woman who is like, y'all, like, explore sexuality as a Black people outside of whatever white people have reserved for themselves. Like, let's do wax play. Let's tie ourselves up. Let's see what this feels like. Let's explore for ourselves to see if we like it or not. Instead of saying things like, well, that's that white people stuff. Well, have you tried it? How do you know if you don't like it if you haven't tried it? So, yeah.
And that, hey, y'all, so for anyone who's in the comments was wondering why I was just reacting, I was reacting off of butter because I've watched a couple of your stuff, so some of the stuff I already know that when you brought up the feather and the wax candle and all that, but then I was just looking at butter, and then you were just like like I was just looking at him, so I was like, that's really what I was responding to. So I mean, you saying you ain't with that wax candle butter?
Nah, when I seen her getting the wax candle, I was like, damn, I know that shit hot. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. See, boy, that's the first thing I thought of. But then when I seen them rubbing it in, I'm like, okay, that's more like a oil
Hmm.
than it is a no hot wax. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't that freaky. You know what I'm saying? It might be too hot. I ain't gonna want to do it now. You done took my whole mind off getting the crunch now. I don't want it.
No, I was mindful to make sure my candles were made in a way that was safe for, our skin. So it's
Okay.
vegan, so soy doesn't get that hot and it blends nice with oil. So it still solidifies, but it also at a temperature melts down to body oil. So I was walking around smelling like black cherry merlot. So it was,
Okay. Oh, you
All
was
right.
walking around
Okay,
smelling good.
okay.
Okay.
Nah, and it
Okay.
was funny when she was talking about anal too, more because around the way we call it shoot. We call it shoot. You know how people used to say the dookie shoot, so we just call it the shoot.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
Yeah, no,
'cause, I
but
mean, I always say it's all on what you into, but let
yeah.
me let me go ahead and because this is somewhat I can somewhat switch into the next topic, but I already know somewhat what your thoughts on this is gonna be because you already said that you ain't giving yourself up to somebody unless it's your man. But the when I had the new moves, old tricks, is because when we was talking about earlier, as far as basically, holding back, having sex with somebody, but you feeling like you want to hold back. You got people who are having casual sex. They like, oh shit, I ain't gonna give him the chewy unless he's my man, or I ain't eating her unless he's my man, or they saying I ain't doing a lot of this stuff until we together, or if we not on that level, I ain't doing this shit at all. But so I mean, like I was gonna really ask, like, because you said that you don't feel like that you should hold back during sex. So I mean, like, I'm like, so if y'all not together, or if y'all ain't there yet, but y'all are having sex, and and you are having sex, do you feel like that you should basically save all that for once y'all do actually lock in, or do you feel like that you can just go ahead and give them what you want, and then just find new ways to keep it spicy as times pass?
I think that if you feel safe enough, comfortable enough to explore with your partner, you absolutely should. I don't think that certain things, but if you have boundaries and reservations, like your hard nose, keep your hard nose. Like I would never, encourage a client to do something that they were not comfortable, but I still think that there should be a level of exploration. Oh, absolutely. If your partner make you feel comfortable and y'all freaky, so y'all want to try a few new things, try a few new things. But if there are things that you like, I don't know, I'm trying to do anal with my husband. Do anal with your husband then. He just ain't, that's just gonna be one part of you that could be reserved. I don't think that there's anything wrong with reserving certain things for your husband, whether it's him and he's gonna be your husband one day, or you just like, hey, I just wanna reserve this for my husband. It's just certain things that I gotta, keep for the one. Of course, right? You meet a woman, she's had sex with other people, but wouldn't it be nice if she was like, look, I'm not gonna lie, got anal, and I said when I got a husband. So what's up? We married now. It's honeymoon night. What you trying to do? Like, yeah.
The honeymoon night. Shit, the honey. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm thinking like, shit. Do I want to go there the honeymoon night? What's it called? That?
Hey, look,
Huh?
why not?
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, maybe so. I'm not, I'm always one to say that. I feel like, I mean, if that's who you with, anything goes in the bedroom. But it all depends on what y'all into. Everybody ain't into the same shit. So depending on what y'all into, anything goes.
Yeah, Timo, when you say that anything goes, that scared me a little bit.
Like I said, it's all on what y'all into. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's it called? I mean, you got some women that came on the show talking about they like getting their ass ate. You got some women that say they're not with it. So
See,
you
this when I
already know if
turn
you with
into
a woman
87 gasoline now. Now I'm regular. Now I'm the regular gas.
Oh my
Now, now I'm the whole. Ain't know anything going on here now.
God.
but
Oh yeah,
but
y'all
but
just keep it
Shay,
basic.
but Shay, from since you being a sex educator and stuff like that, and you already said you tried a lot of different sexual activities, with that incorporate a lot of different things in them. Do you feel like or have you noticed that it might been people that are intimidated by, okay, she may be having too much sexual, or she wants to try too many different things? Have you ran into that, or anything of them sorts?
um, I have people tell me that they see why people would be intimidated by me, um, men specifically, and
Uh,
yeah, a couple, but I think for the most part, like I'm very open in terms of like things that I haven't tried, things that I want to try, and I try to like create a safe space for my partner by being vulnerable.
okay.
So I'm vulnerable. And so you got to give a little to get a little. So if I want my partner to be comfortable, then I have to show them like, hey, like I'm being vulnerable with you. Like, I wanted to tell you XYZ, or like I've always try this. So, we don't have to do it now. We don't have to work perfect because we might mess up because I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before, but I like to try it one day. I think it does put people at ease to know that I haven't done everything and I haven't tried everything. And there are things that
Mm,
I definitely want to try. I love a good first time. I love a good first time. Like, hold on. Like, it's just
mm.
time. So,
Oh yeah,
Hey, Timo, stop smiling, Timo.
I'm just saying. I'm just like, oh yeah. That's all I was just
Yeah.
saying.
I think everybody should enjoy a good first time. Like, when was your last first time at anything? Not even just in the bedroom, just like in general. Like, when was your last that if you commit like just certain parts of your life, seasons, whatever, like I'm gonna try something new, like for the first time. It just we got one life to live, y'all. I do not plan on living it unhappy. I do not plan on living it with regrets. So I will try new things,
Mhm.
and hopefully my partner, is open to try something with me. So
So shouldn't that be something that y'all, you know what I'm saying, like talk about, so it don't seem like you just throwing and springing shit on randomly. Like you mean, just
I would,
see, people always. That's why sex talk is good. You know what I'm saying early on. Not saying that you have to get graphic, but you want to be able to see what you into. What kind of sex drive you have. You know what I'm saying? Because if you getting with somebody and they want to have sex 7 times a week, you cool with once a week, it's gonna be a problem. If you cool with anal and they like shit, nah, I'm not trying to go there. You know what I'm saying? Later on down the line, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? If when it's certain shit that they trying to do that you ain't really into, so don't you think that some type of shit should be discussed?
yeah. So I love that. Oh, sexual compatibility is so important.
I was about to say that.
And even opening up that conversation, I think whether it's a man or a woman, we all need to start being comfortable asking, like, what are your expectations around sex? Do you have a high sex drive? Whatever the case might be, it will make a lot of things easier if we were just honest about it. Because I don't think that people intentionally get off frequency when it comes to sex. A lot of the times it's I'm attracted to her, she beautiful. I'm gonna want to make love to my wife every single day. And for her it's like I love the way he provides. I love who he is as a man, but I just don't have a high sex drive. That's okay. It doesn't make either one of them bad people. They're just not sexually compatible. And so it is easier to be sexually compatible with someone. So the conversation is definitely necessary. The last partner I had, I presented the conversation to them. I was like, hey, like, how often do you need sex a week? And it just so happens that we were sexually compatible. So, yeah.
But Timo, it's still no matter what you say, Timo, it's still that stopping point though, Timo. Because it was that the conversation we had. We ain't gonna bring up your whole conversation, you know what I'm saying? But it was a point where it was too much. You know what I'm saying? We used with the one girl, it was too much. You know what I'm saying? So it is you know what I'm saying? You got a basics, but I mean I know y'all wasn't together, so y'all ain't talk about it. But you know what I'm saying? It is a stopping point, right?
You asked me. You said it's a stopping point.
Yeah.
As far as what? Like you said, we mean.
Nah, because when they say when you with your partner, it's no holds bars, and you know what I'm saying, y'all ready to take it to places you never been before. But that was a place you ain't want to take it.
I know what you're
Yeah, yeah.
talking
I
Yeah,
just ain't
I
want
knew
to.
what he's talking about too. I was waiting for it to click on
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I
I
just
said,
I
wait,
just
wait
ain't
till
want
this.
to. Yeah. I ain't want to tell
oh,
a story
hey,
yet,
hey,
no. So I was trying to be
hey,
PG with it and just be like, whoa, 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 whoa. She just sprung it on my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait a minute.
nah, yeah. I wasn't with that.
Don't do it while you're in the room. Don't be like, hey, babe, look, I got this strap on. I'm trying to peg. Like, that's a conversation
What?
I had, prior. Like, what are your hard no's? That's why people need to be honest with themselves and have conversations with themselves. I have
Dang,
I've made it very clear. I ain't eating ass. Okay. I know some men like it, baby. My mouth on a man. No.
dude.
Hard no.
But that shit that you naming, I feel like even if you have a conversation, like most dudes ain't gonna be honest with that shit anyway. Because I've talked to females who talk about how they be doing certain shit like that to their men or men that they be messing with, and they be like, "Oh yeah, he be acting like he not with it until I get him in the bedroom, and then he end up letting me do it." And then I'm like, I mean, I don't know, what kind of man you messing with, but hey,
But that's okay because I'm not gonna judge someone to make them feel bad. It's just that you might need somebody else who's open to that. I know plenty of women who are open to doing it. I don't think that. I think the more we have these conversations, the less things become taboo. I don't think it's anything wrong with the act itself. It's just not.
What?
yeah. Hold on,
It,
you say you don't see, you say you
Oh,
don't see
okay.
nothing
Come
wrong, so
on, man.
you ain't gonna look at the man no type of way, no difference or nothing.
no, if that's what he like, absolutely not.
That just ain't for her. I mean, but and I agree with that. I feel like what you were saying earlier about the sexual compatibility. That's in the sex drive and also the sexual acts. Sometimes the sexual acts don't match up. Oh, you like doing this? That ain't really my style. I don't really like that. So yeah, I feel like that all falls in line too. Y'all got to match with everything. Is that so do you feel like that's a conversation that like when you asking about the sex drive, you also got to bring up well what type of sexual acts you like as well? Do you bring that up as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a part of the conversation.
Mhm.
Trying to figure out sexual compatibility. Like, definitely talked about the hard no. Talked about things I tried that I wanted to experience because again,
Okay.
that I want to experience that my partner. I'm not really into that. Like, I don't think I can go there. Like, I don't think I can do that. Okay, so you just got to kind of know what you be willing to live without, or if it matters enough to you to go find another partner.
Mm, I agree. I definitely agree to that.
Hey, man,
It,
What?
man, no, I mean, I gotta say this, y'all. I wasn't gonna say it. I don't
Go
know
ahead.
how a dude can feel like a man after getting banged out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck
Like, come
yeah,
on, bro.
shit.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I ain't.
saying? Like, I don't
Yeah,
even think she looking at you as the same after that. You know what I'm saying? She might think she do, but come on, man.
let me. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with the story because I told the story plenty of times while we was on live. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to you while we was on here. Now, remind I wasn't with this chick. It
Okay,
was just a
yeah.
chick that it wasn't a chick that I was. It was just a chick I was just messing with. for
They say
having
you
that
don't like
time
this one,
being.
Shay.
You know, so what's it called? We doing our thing. We had a hotel though. You know, we had a hotel. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? She, keeps talking about. I guess she got some type of toys with her. She keeps talking about, you know, I guess while she's giving me the chewy, she wants to sit there and sit there and stick this toy up my ass and shit. I'm like, so I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. I'm not with that shit. So she's thinking that she's gonna be able to motherfucking give me some chewy so good that I'm just gonna lose track and forget what she's talking about, what she's talking about. So she's trying to give me the best chewy, but I'm not. But since she's already brought it to my attention, I'm not even really worried about the chewy. I'm paying attention like shit. She ain't about to try no slick shit. She ain't about to try no slick shit. So what's it called? She's trying to give me the chewy, doing all that. I'm like, man, what's it called? Next thing you know, what's it called? She's like, you ready? You ready? I'm like, nah, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? What's it called? I guess I started getting soft. She like, look, you getting soft. She said, you thinking too much. You getting soft and everything. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that, what's it called? That shit. You know what I'm saying? It had me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, what the fuck am I even, you know what I mean? I didn't want to, I didn't really want to keep fucking with the joint for real.
Okay, that was a violation of your boundaries. You told her initially no, and she still pressed, and then the fact that she brought it up in the bedroom to persuade you, coerce, however, you receive it into that. I'm not really sure what like her sexual energy is, because she don't have healthy sexual energy from a holistic perspective, because she crossed boundaries. And I'm not saying just because you're like, oh, you're a man, don't do that to a man, because yes, there are men that are open to it, but you were not. So yeah, I'm not really, I can't, not even as a woman, I can't justify that. That wasn't okay in no way.
Hey, Timo, you started off as a teddy bear. You try to make you a hollering bear.
Mhm. Yeah, no,
Oh
that's
no,
definitely a wild
yes,
situation.
sir.
Yeah, but
Ah, you cut her off, right?
oh yeah, I mean, what she ended up, she what's it called?
Oh, hold on, Timo, that wasn't no hot no.
No, no, listen,
No.
no, listen. I was about to say she ended up, I didn't really have to, because she ended up moving back to Vegas.
Yeah, she got to go. I don't care. I don't care how good it was in the bedroom. That ain't cool.
So it was one of the things she ended up, she lived down here for a while, but she moved back to Vegas. So
Yeah, no.
I mean, ain't really have to.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it has that have a situation with you, Shay, to where a man expected just because you was you know a person who is interested in a lot of different sexual things, he just automatically assume you be into something that you just that's not what I like, and during the sexual act, or that has never happened to you before.
No. And no, I'm thinking about my partners, and I'm like, I've been lucky enough to have conversations. I had a long term partner in college who I was, exploring a whole heck of a lot with. And we never, everything was a conversation. So it was never a situation where, and even now as a sex educator, no one has an expectation that I'm going to try to do something in the bedroom, or that they can bring something to me in the bedroom, because I know my partners before we get to that point.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
there are men who they come with that energy before we get to the bedroom, and it's energy. I mean, it's weird, but they don't get past the DM. So yeah.
Man, that's good. That's definitely good. Cause when you just said that when you put it in the way you put it, you were just like Timo told her no, and she still did it anyways. I said Timo sounded like he sounded like one of them victims. Now I said if the shoe was on the other foot, it would be a whole story behind that thing. I said, oh
No,
no.
that's because women. That's because like when I told you about the one female I was telling you about. That's because they say they be dealing with dudes who be saying they not with it until they get them in the bedroom, and then they end up letting them do it.
But that
So
still
so she
ain't.
probably felt like, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna be one. And I'm like, hell no, I ain't with it.
It sound like she said, it sound like she plotting them. Got some ill. That's still how you put it. That sound like some ill will intention. Or it's like I know you ain't with it now, but you gonna be with it. Nah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
that like we have to stop going into the bedroom with expectations of our partner based on our past experiences or based on stories that we hear. Everybody's body is different, and that's why I do the work that I do, because it doesn't matter if you buy my product and you buy someone else's product and it's the same thing. You know, with me and my profession, what I do is I curate and create experiences for my individually. So I come up with, I probably have over 60 activities that I can give partners that they can explore together so they can figure out what they like. Because again, I might give a pinwheel to two couples. One couple hates it, the other one loves it. Right? Or I could have two couples that come to me and they both say, we got a paddle and we want to, we just don't know how. I might show them one way to use it, and I might show the other couple a completely different way to use it, and they both love it. But everybody's body is different. So we can't have expectations that just because we had an experience with one partner, or we hear that, oh, men like this or women like that, that our partners are going to like it. There are some men that do not like their balls played with. So my ball play class is going to do nothing for them and their partners. But then you got men that love that love their balls played with. You know what I mean? So it's different.
Hey, Shay, I'm a little bit lost. What is a pinwheel?
Ooh, a pinwheel. I don't have any on stuff, y'all. But I wish I did. So, a pinwheel used to be a medical device that they used after war because they used to try to test the nerve endings to make sure, people still have feeling after, they were hurt in battle. But now people use it in BDSM and kink, and I use it in my intimacy activities because depending on the amount of pressure you apply, you get different sensations in different parts of. So I always test it on the hand first just to show someone what it feels like. Me personally, I like the pinwheel on my tongue because it's like a teeter totter between pleasure and pain. I don't like a lot of pain, but I like a little teeter totter.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I just want to know because I ain't gonna figure like I know all this stuff. Like y'all, on me with this. You know what I'm saying? This
Hey,
like
let
class
them
to me.
go ahead. Tell them about the feather too.
Okay. I'll tell you about my product. So if y'all are interested, look, go ahead and, check it out on my website. If you see any of the demonstrations, my class, I do have live demonstrations in my class where I'm showing you how to use the feather, the pinwheel, and things like that. So, I can't put that kind of content on the internet. They don't like me. But my feathers, I love feathers because feathers are more of a sensual experience. So again, men not being on the receiving end of intimacy, it's really interesting when I use feathers on men because I always test the same area just so it's a safe zone. I start from the back of the ear, I go down the neck, and then I stop in the middle of his chest. And I ask him, how does it feel? Most men like it. If they do not like it, it's because it's a little too soft touch. So I go to the pinwheel. And when I do that, I, ask other follow up questions that get a little kinkier, or I'll whisper something in their wife's ear, girlfriend, fiance, or, and I tell her, he likes the feather. This is what you do next. And so I've gotten some pretty good results. I get creative in the bedroom. If it's one thing I do, it's get creative. So.
Okay. Now that's and do you and with that, do you feel like that opens up doors, like, because is when people kind of okay, I like this now, or I didn't think I would like this. Do you feel like that opens up doors to other things, to where okay, I tried that and now it's gonna say okay, if it's something different out there, that I'll be more open to try that as well.
Yeah, and I think that that's important, right? Like when we talk about for people who like want to be married one day or they want to do life with someone, you're doing 10, 15, 20 years with somebody. I think that
Yes, there you go.
explore sex, explore your body and your partner's body and share that exploration with each other. So one thing someone asked me, are there areas that are ignored? And I said, I wouldn't say ignored, I would say undiscovered because
There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so my mentor calls it body mapping. call it body exploration, where you do different things with your body, whether it's a feather, your hands, wax, a pinwheel, a paddle, and you just start touching yourself in different places with different objects. Use your tongue, use some whatever it is. Like, we think it's cliche, but if we haven't tried it, how do we know we don't like it? I might not like ice on my neck, but I might like ice on my inner thigh. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so it's just exploring different parts of your body with different things, so you see what arouses you and what you find pleasure.
No, that's a well put point. Because like you said, in them long marriages,
Hmm.
you need to have them extra outlets that you can tap into to say, we trying something different. We found out something different. Hey, Timo, think about it. If you've been married to somebody for 10 years and y'all just discovered something brand new yesterday, it might add 5 more years on the relationship. I
Hey,
don't
hey,
know.
hey, and that's why I always say, if you plan on being with somebody long term, y'all gotta eventually do y'all eventually gotta do, something different. You don't want to just be, you know, sex in the bed, every time. Hey, what's it called? A pack. See, listen, pack. You know, I already know some of her products that she got. So I'm over here thinking, I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? How that shit feel?
Yeah.
What they call it? I mean, but that goes with, like exploring for real. And that, it's funny though that how that transitioned us to the next topic because, really exploring the surface. You actually got into it for real, because you already gave a couple of examples about how to, of different ways to explore your partner, and to try new things, try different areas, excuse me, and things like that.
Yeah. I think one thing that people have to remember is that our bodies change. We get older. You're not dribbling up and down that court like you used to. Her Megan knees don't work like they used to. Like, obviously try to be fit, try to be active, but sex is a great way for partners to be active together. It's a great way for us to stay healthy and to just keep that fun going. But also remembering that our bodies change. So what she likes
Definitely.
she might not like today. So yeah, it is important to continue to explore your body yourself and also explore your partner's body and explore them together, because over the years we just change. We might not like the things we used to, or I might have not liked that thing 5 years ago, but we tried it again. I'm like, hold on, like I think I like that now. That might be okay, do that again, and we have to be open-minded in that. We have to be okay with knowing that we don't know everything. I could think that I know how my partner like his ball to play with, but come 5 years later, he likes something different. He likes something new. So I would encourage people to never stop exploring yourself and never stop exploring your partner, and encourage that in one another.
Yeah, hey, I like this comment right here from the poet. Say you graduate when you understand that you are there to please and get pleased. The treasure is communicating.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. And know that we don't, like, I love saying like I don't know it all, because then that gives me room to explore. Like, I love being new. I said earlier, I love being new to something. Like, what? Show me something
Yeah. I
new.
love it. I definitely love to explore. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me try to find that gold.
Okay, look,
You know what I'm saying?
find out.
No, I mean, is it any other? Because like I said, we talking about is it any other sexual acts or things that you can recommend to our viewers that they should try with their partner or anything like that?
When it comes to exploring.
So I can't put a number on it because everybody's so different. But what I can
Mm-hmm.
is, if you have, certain things or specific things you're looking to explore or try, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, become a member of my website. I offer one-on-one coaching. I do couples coaching as well. I love working with couples. Um, Couples are my favorite. It just to be able to watch men and women in the same space, or just partners in the same space, explore pleasure is such a beautiful thing, and the transformation to go from start to finish is absolutely amazing. So yeah, if people are interested, I would say reach out to me, and make sure y'all tap in, because I drop a lot of free knowledge. I'm here to love on people. that we all kind of have our own background, our own hangups with certain things of our sexuality. But, once we work through some of our own traumas in our own personal life, we can become more open, and that makes us better lovers, in my opinion. So, yeah.
No, I agree. I definitely agree to that.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? I'm just thinking when they say we change every 10 years, they butter. What's it called? I don't know. They what's it called? In 10 years, they, a motherfucker might be like, shit, I don't like Chewy no more.
It's me. It's me. No,
And,
sir.
I mean, every 7 change, so, you know,
You said what?
every 7 years our taste buds change, so, you know.
Mm.
Hey, Timo, that Chewy always coming first, Timo. I don't give no. We ain't changing that part of it now. No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
And now her Instagram is Sheaislove
yeah,
SHAISLOVE
Yes.
on Instagram.
Yes.
Y'all make
yeah.
sure y'all go follow her.
Nah, she definitely giving out a lot of good information that, like you said, that
definitely,
can be applied in whether you single relationship, whatever it is, it can definitely apply in a lot of different situations. I think you should, as an individual, learn your body, and then with your partner learn your body, learn your partner's body. So it'll definitely help benefit in any situation.
Yeah.
Definitely
yeah,
facts.
yeah. No, that's definitely facts. What's it called? But we definitely appreciate you coming on, Shay. You know what I'm saying? You have definitely been a good guest. You
Hmm.
gave the
Yes, it
audience
has.
that knowledge. Certain things that they probably wasn't even thinking about. And that's what we love to do. We love to have people come on here that they can come on and give people certain things that they probably had never really even thought about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, I just had to put that up. He funny as hell.
Yeah.
nah, but what's it called? But yeah, definitely tell the audience where they can find you at and anything that you have coming.
Yeah. So, if you guys want more access to me or just to learn more about me, you guys, like he said, follow me on Instagram at Shay is Love. My website is shaydaily.com. My YouTube is Shay Daily. Trying to keep it as PG as I can. So anything that's not as PG and is a little more explicit with what I teach, it is all paid content. Because the internet will kick me off. They've been trying, y'all. I'm still shadow banned on Instagram. We're not gonna talk about that.
Hey,
Dang.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, 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 me.
They
See,
don't.
Instagram right
Late.
now.
Hmm.
I'm a, Instagram right now. Hey, I'm just getting really off my restrictions because what I'm saying, I was just getting a little explicit too, but shit, I was able to do it. Now they all of a sudden want to get all sensitive on me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if y'all like the content, make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all leave out of here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. We got Shay's Love in the house tonight. We always got the fellas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hmm.
you already know.
What
You
you was about
definitely
to say,
are.
Shay?
if anybody, I'm not sure where all the viewers are from, but I'm doing a lot of traveling this year. I'll be in this year. I'll be in Atlanta this year. I'll be in Miami. I'll be back in New Jersey, back in DC. I'm doing the Exotica tour. If y'all are interested, y'all probably see your favorite porn stars in there, but y'all also can come see me too. Um,
Hey, okay. Hey,
um,
hey, hey, I'm in there.
He said, "I'm in there."
the porn star? What? But I do live seminars, so I teach. So you guys are able to access my classes just live and in person. And this summer, I'm doing a California tour called The Summer of Senses with Shay, where I'll be teaching my intimacy course, Intimacy Through the Five Senses. So basically, I do sense isolation and I help people get creative with, creating intimate experiences around sight, touch, smell, sound, all that good stuff. I get creative. I'm a creative in the mind, but I'm an intellect who also, loves sex. So you combine that and you get Shay, the sex educator, love and intimacy coach.
No, y'all definitely want to get the rest of that because see, even on this podcast, she came in and dropped jewels. So I know that behind the scene content, it go above beyond and it's fire. So y'all definitely have to subscribe to that.
Yeah, you said you said one of your tours DC, so me and Butter, we in DC, we in the DC area, so we definitely have to come and support you and
Yeah,
come check it out.
See, well, I'm scared of wax and feathers.
you know,
No, I'm messing with you, Shay. No, I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
don't be scared.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that to throw Timo off because he's so ecstatic. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey, I
what
ain't
my
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I would use if I had a woman that was into it, I probably would use that wax because I love giving massages. So just seeing how you was massaging her leg, you know what I'm saying? Then you could probably just use the wax in different areas.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe back massages, leg massages, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I would, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What is
Timo,
it
we
called?
changing your name from Timo to Nasty Man. Nasty Mo. Nasty Mo. You know what I'm saying? We taking the T off the Nova Nova. We're gonna call my man Nasty Mo.
but I ain't gonna lie, but she was selling me on the wax too.
Oh,
Wait a
now I
minute.
gotta do it. So
Hey,
now I gotta do it.
my man about to put his order in.
Yeah, so now I gotta do a podcast with Nasty Mo and
Nah, she
Nasty
was selling me on that
Nova. You know
wax.
what
How
I'm
she
saying?
was describing
Come
it.
on.
I said, that wax do sound kind of interesting.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
Yeah, I can't.
And then it got that certain, like she said, it got that certain feel to it. So I mean, so if you're doing what you're supposed to do with your hands, you know what I'm saying. You definitely probably do your thing with it.
yeah.
Hey, my man Ali been throwing his shots the whole show. I know you've been saying them comments, Shay. You been throwing his shots the whole show.
Hi, y'all. Hi, everybody. But yeah, the men, honestly, just to be completely honest, the men have been receiving my work so well. I kept thinking that my work was for women. I was like, I want to help women and I do want to help the ladies too. But, all the men around me was like, Shay, what about us? Like, you gonna leave us out? And I was like, I'm gonna figure it out, I promise. And it just so happened that, I realized that from an intimate space, men are very rarely on the receiving end. So me opening that space up, I've been pleasantly surprised and really happy with the responses from men because men are a lot more open when they feel safe. And I'm glad that I can provide that for men to experience it because, hopefully we can spread that. Hopefully we can get more men to talk about what they need intimately from their,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna put us in a little bit of an interesting position and situation. Women gonna be like, "You want me to do what? Like what?" But I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be nice, like to women are already nurturing, but kind of like just switching it up just a little bit to give our men intimacy. I think it's gonna go a long way for us.
Do,
there'll
do
be a
you
whole
do
lot
you
of nasty
do
going
you
on.
consider because me I mean because do you consider like flicks and like veg? Would you consider that intimacy?
That is one of my activities that I do for when people
Cause
get, yeah,
yeah.
but a lot more tailored than other people's videos. I have specific ways that partners can incorporate their own into their life. So yeah, I mean, because again, BDSM and kink is a thing, and I want to bring intimacy into that space as well. So for partners who might be like voyeurs, meaning they like to watch, or partners that are exhibitionists, meaning they like to be watched, me challenging them to switch the roles sometimes and creating activities around what that looks like. Absolutely, that is a must.
Yeah, I like this comment right here too. The pool is on fire tonight. They say massages are a great way to transfer energy and
Mhm.
remove negative energy from your partner.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what y'all saw in that video. That was me just receiving good energy.
Yeah, hey,
Hey, I ain't
when
gonna
I
lie.
see you all tied up, I didn't know what was about to happen next. I didn't know what was going on. I said, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey,
And it's one of those things that people think they might want to try, but one, it's harder than it looks. Two, it takes a certain level of release and relinquishing like the idea of control. And even for men,
Missing, yeah.
performance anxiety because you don't want to do it wrong, you don't want to fail. So it can get really um, it can get really scary. So, let the black professionals help y'all. Let us do our job. There are so many black educators in the space that are here to really show Black people how to have a different sexual experience outside of just beating at the pussy. Okay.
No, that's and I like that you, like I said, you're targeting men, because I feel like a lot of men, it's either one or two things. The ego might stand in the way of them saying that I don't really have to change what I got. I can just, do this, and that'll be enough. Or a lot of men, it's they don't feel it's a comfortable space open up and say, I want to learn more,
Yeah.
because sometimes they don't feel like if they go to their partner and say, well, I want to try this, they don't know how it's going to be received by their partner. So from an outside source, the way they can feel comfortable and say, well, I can come to her and she can teach X, Y, and Z that I can add to the bedroom. I feel like that's commendable.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I probably maybe. No, I know I'm probably definitely one of them men that need intimacy. You ain't just about to. I don't feel like I just. You ain't just. You gotta do more than just get naked in front of me and feel like that. That's it. That's all. That's all you gotta do.
We have to experience like we do. We have to experience each other in a different way. I mean, I think that we all would probably be a little bit happier if we had a little more intimacy in our lives. I mean, I have with all the people in my lives. It just is really important to me to the people who are around me. There has to be a certain level of vulnerability, openness, trust. Like, I don't like surface level relationships. I'm not trying to be deep with me, baby. Go and play with somebody else because I'm not the one.
Yeah, yeah. But nah, definitely.
You
But
said it
yeah.
with so much passion, though, Timo. I ain't even
No,
gonna
I'm
lie.
just saying though. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women be feeling like, okay, all they gotta do is to get naked. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You supposed to be ready, but then you know what I'm saying? With us, we gotta do all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get them there. You know what I'm saying? But shit, okay, you supposed to just be rock hard and ready for me. You know what I
Nah, that
mean?
because
You know,
that's probably because the bare minimum been working for so long that I'm glad that she's doing these type of classes and teaching people, different things. That's definitely good though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because men need to be catered to too.
I think that the bare minimum has been working for everybody, including like whether it's been receiving or giving for both people. Because again, men can't do what they don't understand. So the expectation that women want more foreplay, more intimacy, and men are like, all right, okay. Well, they don't know because they've never been shown. So, again, if I show men what that looks like, then not only do they get to learn it so they can give it to their partner, now they know what feels so good about it. They like, shoot, you like that? I like that too. Come on, let's do that again. And I like that. Like, I like that men don't just become the givers because now they know how to give it, but now it's like an exchange. Someone said the energy exchange. I love it.
Man, nah.
Hey, we got
yeah.
another man, the poet man. Hey, my bad, y'all. I can't help but read this stuff, man. They say, create a safe place for your woman to be nasty with you.
Mm-hmm.
She's the blueprint to her happiness, and you are the manuscript to her fantasy.
That.
Damn. God damn. Hold on, that was dive deep right there.
Send that
I
to me.
mean,
You
I
said
need,
send that to you?
yeah, send it to me. I'm gonna quote that and I'm gonna quote you on that because I like that.
Hey, the
All
poet,
right
you on
now,
fire.
got
You really a
quotables.
all right
poet. You
now.
really a
Okay,
Comment
poet.
okay.
of
The
the night.
quotable.
That's the comment
Yeah,
of the
the
night.
comment of the night right there. That's the comment of the night right there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, definitely. No, that was a good one right there. You know, Shay, you know what I'm saying? You definitely been amazing. You know what I'm saying? We love that you gave the people, that good knowledge that you came on here with. You go ahead and give the people, all your info one more time so they can follow you, let them know anything you got coming.
Yeah. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Sheaislove, ShaeiSlove. You guys can find me on my website at shaydaily.com. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel because all of the behind the scenes work that I do, I've been filming and I'm trying to find an editor to get it all together. But I really want to show people like what it takes for me to do all that I do. I am a producer, I am a writer, I do marketing, I do it all. I run a full business. So the 7 seconds you look at the pretty picture and you click and you like, probably took about a month and a half to create the concept,
Mm.
get my team together who works really hard. They listen to me for hours, come up with concepts, and they will walk with me from beginning to end. They do not care if it takes a year or two to execute it. They are there for me, and I appreciate it. But I really want to show y'all like how much work me and my team put into everything that we do. So proud of my YouTube channel, y'all.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, man, over and over.
Oh yeah, I mean, we appreciate Shay coming on. She definitely offered a lot of lit information. And like I said, y'all definitely have to go in and get some more because like I said, the
Yeah,
more you
definitely.
learn about your body, it only benefits you. And then you can tell your partner, this is what I like. So she definitely opened up a lot of ears to what people need to look to in the future. But y'all already know it's Noble Noah. Y'all can follow me on IG at Noble_Noah. We bought a great Saturday show, and we gonna keep it rolling for y'all next week. Butter.
Uh,
Timo first.
yeah, no, y'all already know is Timo. Follow me at off the top underscore media. I'm gonna keep giving y'all updates on the show. Keep throwing different topics out there for y'all. Keep sparking that conversation. Try and make y'all think about certain things. Get away from all the typical narratives that's going around in our society, and really just look at shit on the deeper surface. We're gonna keep this shit rolling for y'all. Another lit Saturday night show. Great guest, Shay. You was amazing. We gonna keep getting better every week, every week, every week, leading up to that live show that we have July 17th. Anybody who ain't get their tickets yet, please tune in and get or click the link in our bios on IG and get y'all tickets. But this was definitely a good one.
That's fact. Hey, Timo told y'all July the 17th, we will be
Mm-hmm.
live in front of a live audience, doing our thing. So man, y'all make sure y'all come out and show your support if you can. If you can't, man, just show your love in the comments and keep watching our content. It all counts, man. We appreciate everybody for the little you do, or if you do more to go far and beyond, we appreciate that too. But y'all know, I know y'all like what y'all see. Go follow Butter TV. You know what I'm saying? But we had a tough conversation that might need to end in a hug. It's me, Nova Noah, and Timo. It's all love. What Miss Shay? You know what I'm saying? What Miss Shay tonight? It definitely was a good, entertaining, and a learning experience because man, we get caught up in our ways, like doing the bare minimum since it's been working. You know what I'm saying? You keep on going with the flow. But I guess you got to start, fellas. You got to start spicing it up. Put some spice in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Y'all know the slogan. It's all love.
All love.